The importance of virtual reality, as I see it is a technology that will allow us to show each other our dreams. We will be able to build structures in the imagination that we cannot now share with each other. I imagine a world where children begin to build their virtual realities by the time they're 5, 6, 7. Well, by the time they're 20, these virtual realities may be, practically speaking, the size of Manhattan. Well, then what real intimacy will mean is saying to someone, would you like to visit my world with my visions, my values, my dreams, my fears? In a sense, what virtual reality is a strategy to let us turn ourselves inside out so that we see each other's minds. You know, octopi wear their minds on the outside of their bodies. Octopi communicate by changing colors and the smoothness of their bodies. They wear their meaning. We have an organ that we can do this with, but it's very limited. It's called a face. If you look at people's faces and you are open, you can see into the mind. But virtual reality is going to allow us to share much, much more of ourselves. After all, my reality is not how I look. My reality is who I am. And the only way I could give that to you is if I could invite you inside. So I think this hasn't much been said about virtual reality because it doesn't interest the commercial people who are developing it. But I think this is what it will eventually be. A tool for sharing our dreams and the insides of our heads. Yeah.
When you're talking about the internet, you realize, we really are mental creatures. And so we are apparently creating a shamanic dimension that is culturally sanctioned because we say we don't have to take a drug because we're so phobic of drugs. But the smart people know, the pharmacologists and the nanotechnological engineers know that the difference between a drug and a computer is that you can swallow one and you can't swallow the other one. And that's the only difference. And they're working to correct that problem. The drugs of the future will be computers. The computers of the future will be drugs, There'll be patches that you paste on your forehead or the back of your thumbnail. So really, and the other thing is that keeps us calm is that we can see the electronic infrastructure. We can see the phone lines, we can see the boxes and the keyboards, but that's all about to disappear. A very active frontier now is the mind-machine interfacing, where, basically by wrinkling your brow and squinting and squirming, you run your software. And the boxes can disappear and will disappear. And we've talked in these gatherings many times about a very obvious future coalescence of technology where what you have when you're 8 years old or something is you have a very small operation which puts something like a contact lens not on your eye but on the inside of your eyelid, like a black contact lens, so that when you close your eyes, there are menus hanging in space. That's your interface. That's your doorway to the internet. And then you just take off. from your jump site out into cyberspace. This is not out of reach. Believe me, if it mattered as much as blowing up little brown people somewhere, we would have it in our hands today. It's just a matter of committing capital investment and resources to it. The keyboard is run by looking at the screen, and the thing is tracking your eye movement. There is no keyboard. Huh? Yeah, it's a biofeedback control of machines, but not little PCs, but world-spanning data networks that are in 3 dimensions and with graphically rendered environments that are extremely high-density data that cannot, in fact, be told from reality, except that it's been put through such an outlandish design process that you could never mistake it for reality unless you were raised in international airport arrival concourse.
Then the advertising world has equipment and budget and monitors where you look at the product. Great.
Oh yeah, this is all coming, and so then the question is, as the internet fades away in terms of boxes and flickering screens and becomes more and more transparent implants in your body, then your identification will be total with this global environment, and you will think of yourself as a person with 2 minds. The individual mind and the collective mind, previously called the unconscious. Yeah, and previously inaccessible except through psychotherapy, dreams, or drug use, but suddenly put online as a 24-hour-a-day utility for those who need to use it. Bizarre, yes, but what isn't?